1,237 days. That's how long the Ukraine war has gone on, and it may escalate further because Donald Trump is arming Ukraine and asking Zelensky if he can attack Moscow. He's also given Putin a 50-day deadline, end the war or face sanctions. And this is an Olympic-grade U-turn. Trump started by dissing Ukraine and praising Russia. 6 months into office, he's arming Ukraine and threatening Russia. You may remember what happened in the month of February. Donald Trump hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office. As the world watched, Trump scolded him. He shouted and insulted Zelensky. Cut to yesterday. Things changed. The same Oval Office, the same seating, the same people on Trump's side, and sitting across was the NATO chief. Trump did not attack or insult Ukraine. Instead, he made a U-turn. He announced a plan to rearm Kiev. It's going to be a two-step process. First, the US sells weapons to its NATO allies in Europe. Then Europe transfers those weapons to Ukraine. Now, Trump says this deal is worth billions of dollars. More importantly, it could be instant. It could happen immediately because European officials say they may not wait around for the new deliveries. They will transfer weapons to Ukraine from their own stock. And when the new weapons from the US come, Europe will simply replenish their arsenal. This includes the Patriot missiles. The Patriot is America's air defense system. Ukraine was running low on these missiles. They had been pleading with Trump to give more, and yesterday he relented. In fact, he went a step ahead. Trump gave an ultimatum to Vladimir Putin. He has given the Russians 50 days, 50 days to strike a deal. If not, he will impose tariffs. Clearly, this is a big change in Donald Trump's approach. He was insulting Ukraine in February. He is arming them in July. The question is, what triggered this? Trump says he is disappointed in President Putin. He says a deal was closed 2 months ago, but Russia kept attacking. Even the First Lady noticed the trend. Apparently, she gave the president a reality check.
My conversations with him are always very pleasant. I say, isn't that a very lovely conversation? And then the missiles go off that night. I go home, I tell the First Lady, and I spoke to Vladimir today. We had a wonderful conversation. She said, oh, really? Another city was just hit. So it's like, look, he's, I don't want to say he's an assassin, but he's a tough guy. It's been proven over the years.
Basically, Trump lost patience. He thought he could saunter in and get a peace deal, but he underestimated the challenge. So now he's pivoting. He is arming Ukraine and threatening Russia. Just one problem, though. Moscow doesn't seem to care. Here's what their former president is saying. Trump issued a theatrical ultimatum to the Kremlin. The world shuddered, expecting the consequences. Russia did not care. On the other side is Zelensky. He's, of course, thrilled. He thanked Trump for his decision.
I am grateful to President Trump for his readiness to help protect our people's lives. This war continues solely because of Russia, solely because of Putin's desire to prolong it, to drag it out. Russia is trying to make the war seem like the new normal.
What does this pivot mean for the war? Will it escalate or de-escalate? Reports say Trump is privately egging Ukraine on. He had a call with Zelensky on the 4th of July, and in that call, Donald Trump asked whether Ukraine could hit Moscow or St. Petersburg. And what did Zelensky say? Yes, if the US gave him the weapons. I'll repeat this. Zelensky told Trump he could attack Moscow with American weapons. Now, just to be clear, Ukraine has fired projectiles at Moscow before, but those were tiny drones. Trump is probably talking about missile hits. Ukraine does not have such long-range missiles right now. They will need them from the United States. And if this happens, it would be a major escalation. Chances are Russia would respond in kind. We could be looking at major destruction and casualties. And this is where motive matters. It matters why you're arming Ukraine. Joe Biden wanted to see Russia defeated on the battlefield. Europe would also like to see the same, but not Donald Trump. He is arming Ukraine to put pressure on Moscow, to force Putin to come to the table. And that's a key distinction. Yesterday, Trump voiced that concern. He wondered whether Kiev would use these new weapons to push for victory. And the NATO chief was quick to step in. He assured that Kiev only wants a peace deal.
We hope that's going to have an impact on Vladimir Putin, and we hope it's going to have an impact on Ukraine also. We want to make sure that Ukraine does what they have to do. All of a sudden they may feel emboldened, and maybe they don't want. This is a very difficult situation.
Ukraine wants a peace deal.
I think so.
And they will stay committed to that. There's no doubt. They want it. But the Russians have to become
They have
serious.
to continue to want it.
There's clearly confusion here. On one side, Trump is talking about striking Moscow. On the other side, he wants Ukraine to pursue peace. It's the perfect recipe for a misunderstanding. As for Russia, they've got time. 50 days will bring us to the middle of September. By then, Russia's summer offensive will be winding down. It will be time to prepare for the winter. Also, 50 days is a lot. More than enough time for Trump to change his mind. Also enough time to make gains on the ground. So Russia won't worry about the weapons and the statements. What will worry them are the secondary tariffs.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.